All right, cuties. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. We have an update from Mr. Simon Gubadia. He is finally speaking out on his divorce from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha Williams. And Simon said that he absolutely regrets marrying Porsha and he feels he was targeted for financial reasons. What are you all's thoughts on that? Simon, dude. Okay, let me stop. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about because I'm about to give you my commentary right up front, but I want you guys to take a look and a listen at Simon. Now, I will say this. Simon has aged, child. We know Porsha kept a filter on Simon, but the man looks tired. He looks drained. He's been through a lot from being detained by ICE and all of that, and it shows. Okay. Goodness, Simon. Save some of that money next time for yourself. He out here looking rough. But anyway, let me go ahead and show you guys the video. Shout out to the Jasmine brand. This is covered under the Copyright Act and is allowed for fair use. So we're going to take a look and a listen at Mr. Simon, poor Simon Gubadia.
Regret marrying her?
Absolutely. So I said to her in one of my text messages to her, because she didn't respond because I kept asking her, why did you file for a divorce? And she wouldn't say anything. I tried to reach her mom. Her mom would not respond either. I later figured out this felt like a coup. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with. I'm familiar. I say it because I'm from
Not cool, child.
Nigeria, and that we were ruled at one point by the military. And so every so often, when you want to change leadership, the president, you stage a coup.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was totally blindsided. I was no member of her family, whether on the mother's side or the father's side, reached out to me. And the only person I actually reached out to was her mom. And, she didn't.
Do you regret?
So Miss Diane wasn't picking up the phone either. But did Simon really say a coup? Like overthrowing the government? He trying to say Porsha has somebody lined up and ready to take his place? Come on now, Simon. She just beat you to the punch, sir. And he said that he was bamboozled and hoodwinked. But if you guys think back, Porsha flew into Dubai unannounced around Valentine's Day of 2024 and surprised Simon. And Simon was over there allegedly with other women. Porsha busted him, went home, and filed for divorce. Now, that's what was said. Also, we know that she learned of a lot of Simon's illegal activities. But let's continue.
Held the prenup that you guys signed before entering marriage. Are you able to share a little bit about what those terms are or look like?
That she received $40,000 a month in alimony for the length of the marriage, which was 14 months.
Damn. Shit. So those were the specific details of that arrangement. So let's say if they would have been stayed married for 5 years and then divorced, he would have had to pay her $40,000 a month for 5 years. But since it was only 15 months, he is obligated to pay Porsha for 15 months, $40,000 a year. And let's get into the details of the home.
She gets to stay in the house, all expenses paid, including the mortgage, through for 36 months, up to 36 months.
Wow.
And if she chooses to own the home, she would have to, refinance the property in her name and take a 50% equity. she would have to give me 50% equity in the home.
Wow. What what is your reaction to that ruling? And that has upheld the prenup that you guys signed before entering marriage. Are you able to share a little bit about what those terms are or look like?
That she received $40,000 a month.
Okay, so let's go ahead and continue to the last slide.
To give those funds to her. In my opinion, it was not. It wasn't done in good faith. It was done to give a narrative in court or to the public that I paid Simon's
child support.
I paid Simon's child support.
Did Porsha have a relationship with this son of yours that she sent his mother money for?
Not particularly. My boys were with me for the last 5+ years. They've been with me 1 week on, 1 week off. And quite frankly, my kids don't care who daddy's married to or who daddy's dating. And to give those funds to her. In my opinion, it was not. It wasn't done in good faith.
Simon, stop, please.
It was done to give a narrative in court or to the.
Okay, look, when it comes to Simon, for me, Simon knew exactly what he was getting into. Let us not forget, this was a prenuptial agreement, meaning you sat down, you went over the document line by line by line, and you agreed to it. You do not get the opportunity to flip the script. You don't. And I know a lot of people have a problem with that, but this is what he agreed to. But when it comes to this child support issue, let's go ahead and take a quick look, because his child's mother, I guess she's the one. I'm not sure if it was her or Simon got the messages from her, but they spoke out about that child support. So you guys heard Simon say that he felt like Porsha was just trying to push a narrative in court, like she really cared about the kids and she really didn't see them like that. I remember seeing pictures with all of those children when they were married. So look, Simon is playing that victim role, and I'm not buying it. You guys are going to have to let me know what you feel about it. I am not buying it. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says Simon Gubadia's ex-wife, so an XXX, not Fallon. This is another one, child. Debunks Porsha Williams' child support claims, said she only reached out about a bookshelf. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Michelle A.T. Elliott that is talking. Again, this is covered under the Copyright Act of 1976. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
That Porsha said, I reached out begging for child support. Untrue. This is the message I received from her. So I downloaded the messages. Hold on. Here it is. So this is from Porsha. Y'all see this? This is from Porsha. Porsha says, hi, Marsha. This is Porsha. I got your number from Lauren, my assistant. She said you called about asking about the bookshelf for the boys. Now, you remember I told y'all that Porsha had put the boys out, right? Yeah. The boys had rooms there. The boys had a nanny there. The boys would go to and from school. So the mama was trying to get it. So she said, you called asking about the bookshelf for the boys. I'm going to have her coordinate a time with you so that we can send what the boys want from, hold on.
Their room.
From their room. Also, I know it's a sensitive topic, but if there are, this is Porsha now. Also, I know it's a sensitive topic, But if there are any issues, if you haven't received child support since Simon's been away, I'm happy to take care of the child support for him. So Porsha said the mama reached out to her saying that Simon hadn't paid no child support, and apparently it's Porsha reaching out to the mom, asking the mom about Marsha and Simon's friend.
Now, hold on, I'm gonna pause. But is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing that Porsha reached out? I don't remember Porsha saying that the mom reached out. I'm not sure. I did listen to the YouTuber that was in court, but I thought she just said that she paid the child support. Obviously, if she paid it, the mom didn't turn it down. So it don't matter to me whether the mom asked or if Porsha offered. She did something that she was not obligated to do. Let's continue.
Their room. Also, I know it's a sensitive topic, but if there are, this is Porsha now. Also, I know it's a sensitive topic, but if there are any issues, if you haven't received child support since Simon's been away, I'm happy to take care of the child support for him.
Good job.
So Porsha said the mama reached out to her saying that Simon hadn't paid no child support, and apparently it's Porsha reaching out to the mom, asking the mom about the child support. Okay, now listen. Hold on. This is diabolical. Porsha had a plan. Honey.
Come on, Michelle.
I'm happy to take care of the child support for him, just because I love those boys, and I just want to make sure they get what they need. And then the mama said, "Hi, Porsha. Christian asked about his books again today, so he will be very happy to get this." So their room.
Okay, so here's the audio to what Porsha said. Let's take a listen.
Is that you cover the things that work order? Yeah, I paid his child support for his 2 sons. And I also paid maintenance for the house. So that's outside of utilities. Why you chose to do it? Well, I really got concerned being that Simon was still detained when it comes to his child support. I'm still married to him at the end of the day, and I just really felt it was unfortunate that they weren't getting any help. The mother had reached out to my assistant and that she was concerned, and she learned a couple things from the house, but she sounded really concerned. So when I spoke to her, she made me aware that it had not been paid, and so I paid it.
Tomatoes, okay? So the mom did reach out to Porsha about the bookcase and the books or whatever. And Porsha, being a woman with the child herself, asked her, if she wasn't getting anything from Simon while he was locked up. I'm sure she assumed the same would apply when it comes to his children. So for Simon to say it was just the narrative, look, I could paint you in a whole totally different light without coming out my pocket with anything. So I think that was very admirable of Porsha. I really, really do. And you see that Simon is, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. But you see that Simon is trying to, I got a lot going on. My apologies. He's trying to flip the script. As I mentioned, with Simon sitting down, I believe he gave this interview with Entertainment Tonight, if I'm not mistaken. But page 6 does have the article on Simon. And let's scan through it real quick. I'm curious to see how you guys feel. Are we split? Are you on my side where you feel like, hey, this is what this man signed up for? It is what it is. Adhere to that and go ahead on with your life. Or do you think that Simon is the victim? Look, I always say you cannot be a victim and a volunteer. And with him signing those documents, the prenup, he volunteered for all of this. Let's see. He was targeted for financial reasons. He kept asking why she filed for divorce. Okay, we already went through that. He said he was unsuccessful with reaching Porsha and all of that. He admits he sent her a scathing text message that read, "This was a $5 million rehab project that I took on." Wow. He said Porsha was a rehab project. Let's see. All right, so she did talk about, they're talking about Porsha now, where she talked about the confrontation that they had on Valentine's Day, and she filed for divorce a week later. That's when she flew over there to Dubai, where he is now. She never shared her concerns or issues with me before filing for divorce. If you're married, you discuss issues and say, hey, if this does not change or something does not happen, this is what might come of it. So yeah, he was deported to Nigeria. We know he's over in Dubai right now. So Simon wanted Porsha to, sit down and talk to me, baby. I know you just walked up on me in Dubai and I was with other women, but let's talk about that. But he went on to say, again, he thinks that he was targeted from day one for financial reasons. He said that when I filed for divorce from my ex-wife Fallon, Porsha was in my DMs praying for me. I think I was in a vulnerable position at the time and I entertained it. So it just kind of snowballed from there. He also said they got engaged in 30 days and asked, who does that? You do, sir. You bought that beautiful ring. Simon said he was out his GD mind to have done that. Of course, I'm paying for it dearly. Yes, you are. So this is the couple, on happier terms. And child, look at that filter. Simon looking like Idris, child. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts. Simon went on to talk about Pilar. He said, I don't have a relationship with her daughter. He said that explaining that he chooses to not get close to his romantic partner's kids because there's a tendency for them to use their children to get back at him, to try to come back into his life. And Porsha is no exception. Well, that's weird. That's weird for you to openly say that you choose to not get close to your partner's children. Why marry her then? Why do that? It's a mess. There go PJ. There go Porsha and Simon again in happier terms. But that's enough. What are you all's thoughts? Look, I'll say it again. You cannot be a victim if you volunteered for the BS. And they both used each other, in my opinion. Simon is absolutely right. Porsha wouldn't have married him without that money. And guess what? Simon wouldn't have married her if she wasn't who she was. He benefited as well. When Simon was with Porsha, he was all over Instagram. They were at the NFL games in Atlanta and the basketball games and here, there, everywhere. Porsha has a celebrity status in Atlanta. And Simon didn't have that when he was with Fallon. If so, we would have been talking about him then. We weren't. So those are my thoughts. You guys drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Poor Simon, child. Poor Simon. He going through it. That man is stressed. Okay. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure to hit the like button. Click that notification bell. Make sure you are subscribed and drop down in the comments and let's chit chat. Chat with you guys soon. Bye.
Chit chat with QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. With QT. Chit chat with QT. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat with QT. chit chat,